Good morning, children. Once again, this is Teacher Evalise. Are you ready to listen to the story of the parable of the workers in the vineyard? But before anything else, I would like to share my story on how God sent me to the other country. Well, children, I am a worker as fitness instructor, but because God gave me skills, so I am not only a fitness trainer, but a worker of all areas except hair section. And because I believe with this scripture came from Matthew chapter 25 verse 21, he said, his master replied, "Well done and good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." So with this scripture, children, it's all about the talents. So I work as a gym trainer, therapist, physical swimming coach, inventory head, and sometimes I'm the one who's taking charge of the receptionist, the clients who's coming in and going out. But you know what, children? I don't think of how much salary that I will receive. It's not all about the cost that you will receive every time that you will work. What matters most is you work with joy, you work with love, because you know what, children? I always believe that God will provide my daily needs. So that's it, the story, my story. So our story for today came from Matthew chapter 20 verses 1 to 15. And so, are you ready to listen to the first story? Children, I want you to listen very carefully. I want you to get the values that this story what's all about. Okay?
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
Hi, children. I was waiting for you. So, shall we start?
Yes. And we do remember that you will ask us a question at the end. And we have to listen to the story carefully.
Excellent. So, today's story is about how Jesus tells a story about workers in the vineyard. One day, long ago, Jesus was preaching God's message when He described God and His kingdom like the owner of a vineyard. The owner of a vineyard once had a very good harvest and needed people to help pick the grapes. So he went out in the morning to the marketplace to look for people who could help him. He saw some idle men sitting, so he went up to them and offered them the work at his vineyard. He said,
"Work for me in the vineyard, and in return I shall pay you 1 silver coin."
1 silver coin was a lot for a day's work, so the men agreed. The vineyard owner felt he needed more workers at noon, so he went out to the marketplace again to look. He found more men doing nothing, so he made them the same offer. In the evening, he went to the marketplace yet again to search for more men. He again found people who were willing to work. As the day ended, it was time for the owner to pay his workers. He paid each of them with a silver coin as he had promised. Seeing this, the workers who had been present in the vineyard since morning were very angry. They felt it was not fair, since they had been working since the morning. The owner calmly said,
I am paying the amount that I had promised.
So did you enjoy the first movie or the first story? Children, if you're thinking or if you have questions in your mind, what is the question? If God promised to help us, why is that those families hardly known to pray sin first? Well, children, this is my answer. Take courage, my children, and keep trusting God. He will surely help us in His time. Let us rejoice for those families, right? And pray for them. Now, are you ready to listen and watch this second movie? Listen and catch what values that you can hear or see from this story.
For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for the usual daily wage, he sent them into his vineyard. When he went out about 9 o'clock, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and he said to them, You also go into the vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right. So they went. When he went out again about noon, and about 3 o'clock, he did the same. And about 5 o'clock, he went out and found others standing around. And he said to them, Why are you standing here idle all day? They said to him, Because no one has hired us. He said to them, You also go into the vineyard. When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his manager, Call the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last and then going to the first. With those hired about 5 o'clock came, each of them received the usual daily wage. Now when the first came, they thought they would receive more, but each of them also received the usual daily wage. And when they received it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying,
These last worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat.
But he replied to one of them, Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wages? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give to this last the same as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me?
Did you enjoy the first and the second story? You know what, children? Jesus said to his disciple, and so that last will be first and the first will be last. Now, children, what lesson did you get from the story? Okay. You know what, children? There are so many people still left back to Syria, fighting to survive. Look at us. So, if you're looking back, Syria and other country, even where I was working in Oman, one day, the positive with this COVID, with this pandemic that we're facing right now, there are lots of workers who are sick. But us, here in our country, we are so blessed of our government workers, especially the frontliners and other workers. that are serving the people. They serve with care, with sincerity, and love, just like Jesus Christ. They will not think of the cost, but they will just think of what or how generous and merciful Jesus Christ is to all of us. How about you, my dear children? If your parents will ask help from you, what will you do? You will just sit down, hold your tablet or your cell phone and just ignore? What will you do, children? Are you helping your mama, your papa in cleaning your house, fixing your clothes, or wash the dishes? Or you will just do household chores without their requests? Are you doing that, children? What is your answer? If yes, then very good, because God will bless the works of your hands. We will not notice that you will receive a gift or a blessing from someone, and they are sent by God. They are the instrument of our loving Father. Children, remember this in Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that God causes all things to work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. I hope you like it. I hope you will follow what God says to you. This is Teacher Eva saying, God bless you all, my dear, with joy and with love. Bye.